Okay guys, we're going to talk about translating words to expressions. So a couple words that we want to know about are the word translating. And translating, typically you think about it when you're changing one language into another. In this case, we're going to be changing words into math sentences or math number stories or number sentences. So that's translating, and then expression is there's an equation that would have an equal sign, but an expression is a problem that doesn't have an equal sign. So these are not going to have equal signs. So we're not going to have to solve them. We're just changing them from words into expressions. So keywords are going to be important. I have a bunch of these listed here. Many times you see these keywords when you're looking at word problems. So in terms of using those keywords to pull out of a word problem. In this case, it's just going to be a little bit different. So it's not going to be a full word problem. We're just going to have these real short, not even full sentences. So we're going to take these, and this is an addition page. This is all addition on this page. So $27 increased by $9. So if we were to write this into a number sentence, we would have 27 increased, so plus 9. So over here we have increased by for one of our keywords. 16 more than 29, so you'd have 16 plus 29. So that would be more than, and then sum. And the word sum also means addition. So the sum of 8 and 12. So 8 plus 12. Okay, so that would be if we're translating words to expressions when there are all numbers. We can also translate words to expressions when we have a variable in there. So remember, a variable is a letter that's going to replace a number. So with this, and anytime it says a number, you can really use any letter you want. With algebra, they use lowercase letters. So we could use A, B, C, all the way down to Z. A typical letter that you see in algebra is often X or Y or Z, but there are 26 letters. You can use them all. Anyway, a number increased by 5. So let's say I'm going to use X. A number increased, so add, by 5. So X plus 5. 78 more than a number. So 78 more than is going to be plus, and a number, I'll use Y. Okay, now I realize that it says a number, and yes, we're writing a letter, but the a number means that we don't know which number, so that's why we need a variable there. Okay, again, we have sum, so the sum of 9 and a number, so 9 plus, and let's do C this time. Okay, so that's a. When we get into subtraction, it's the same type of thing. So we have, if we wanted to do it with, okay, now if we do this with algebra, with our variables, 15 decreased by a number. So 15 minus, and let's do B. Now B you have to be a little careful with because it kind of looks like a 6. 4 less than a number. So again, just like before, we have less than, and our number is going to be what we're listing first. So let's say I have Z minus 4. Okay. Then the difference of a number and 12. So let's do W minus 12. Okay. So those are our subtraction with just numbers. So 17 decreased. So 17 decreased by 5. 17 minus 5. Okay. Now this one is a little tricky. So 16 less than 29. So 29 is what we're starting with. Like if I have 29 cookies and then I end up with 16 less than them, it ends up being 29 minus 16. Now I know that's really tricky. Because it does kind of go in a different order. But if you think about it, like I start out with 29 cookies and then I give away 6, or maybe I eat 16 cookies, right? So that's how, with the subtraction, it's a little tricky. Sometimes it goes backwards. So down here, it's going to go in order. The difference between 28 and 12. So 28 minus 12. Now we're on to multiplication problems. So we have product times twice totaled and multiplied by. So I've got some examples over here. 5 multiplied by 8, so 5 times 8. Twice 9, so twice is going to be 2, so 2 times 9, right? And then we have the product of 7 and 2, so 7 times 2. And then down here at the bottom we have 7 times 5, so 7 times 5, way down here at the bottom. Okay, so if you notice when we use multiplication signs, it does look like an X, which makes it confusing when we're doing variables. So when you do a variable in multiplication, it is just right next to that number. So if we look at this one, 8 multiplied by a number, we'd have 8x. Now with that makes it less confusing. If I had 8 times x, it would be 8xx, which would be really confusing. So you want to make sure that the letter is right next to your variable when you're multiplying. Twice a number, so 2 times, let's make it j, 2j. The product of 9 and a number, so 9 and a number, let's use e, okay? And then, oh, let me zoom this out a little bit. I couldn't see the bottom one. 7 times a number, so 7 times a number. Let's do n for number. Okay, so now, last one, we're on to division. So 27 divided by 9. So we're going to start with 27 divided by 9. Now, another way that you can write this is 27 over 9 as a fraction. And you can also, one other way that you could write this would be 27 and then you use a slash and 9. Okay, half of 12. So we're going to take 12 divided by 2. Another way you can write that is 12 and 2 in your denominator. The word quotient also means to divide, so we'll have 72 divided by 8. Again, you can write this way, 72 with 8 in your denominator if you want to write it in fraction form. All right, let's do these with variables. So 24 divided by a number. So we'd have 24 divided by, let's say, f. Okay, now again, if we wanted to write this in fraction form, we would have 24 over f. A number divided by 7. So this is switched a little, not switched, but I'm flip-flopping them here. So 24 divided by a number would be 24 divided by f. A number divided by 7, so I could do v divided by 7, and it would be like that. In fractional form, v over 7. Okay, 1/2 of a number. So let's do x again. X divided by 2. And if we wanted to do it in fractional form, you'd have 2 on the denominator underneath the x. And then our last one, remember, quotient means the answer to a division problem. So the quotient of a number and 5. So let's do m divided by 5. Or again, in fraction form, we can have m over 5. Okay, guys, that's translating words to expressions. Thanks for listening.